Welcome back to Games Revealed. I'm James and also the Brink, and we are one community. And today I am going to be inviting people into the stream so that we can watch some ROG Ally stuff that I missed. So let's go ahead and do that. Need to share the broadcast. I apologize, guys. And I also need to bring. I closed the messaging portion like a scrub. Let's see, chat. Here we go. Cascoder, good morning. We'll see how many people we get in. Don't normally do mornings stuff like that. Remind me today, Cascoder, to make you an admin on here. Crazy Tamal, welcome, welcome, welcome. So yeah, what's going to happen is we're going to give it a few minutes for people to trickle on in. We're going to go and watch. I missed it. I missed the announcement. I thought it was in like 2 hours. I woke up a little late, fed kids, and I'm just getting my shit together. Yes. Oh yeah, and then I want to pre-order. Let me get that also going. If you have not, there's a lot of different stuff we got to get doing. So let's I don't want to dox myself, or we'll see. We'll save the pre-order. I'll turn it off for a second. I just don't want to dox or do whatever. Yeah, there's a lot of different stuff I could do. But yeah, let's announce. At Games Revealed now. Okay. Okay. Give me 1 second, hopefully. Yeah, I was not obviously prepared for this. Can I zoom in on this? Nope. Okay, so let's go ahead. Cascoder, I love it. Mornings like this, we all need Bones coffee in our cup because the best part. Wait a second. Nope. Copyright infringement on an ad. Yeah, I got my coffee right here. I've actually thought about doing a morning show. I don't know about on Games Revealed, but like on something. I'll probably do it. But to be fair, one of the reasons I haven't done it is because the most consistent person is Wolf, and wouldn't be here. So like right now, she's not going to be here because she's sleeping. Cascoder, my BB credit card isn't tied to my account anymore. Don't have a clue where it physically is going to need to request a new card. Yeah, that's the thing. My Best Buy card, I think I shredded because for the heck of it, it's tied to my account, and I usually pre-order and do all my stuff through it, right? So I don't care about that information. I do care to pre-order, though. Extreme. June, okay. Yeah, let's do. It's gonna dox me a little bit, and then this is the part where I'm gonna. So you can pre-order it and everything like that. I have a Best Buy card that I shouldn't be using, but I think I'm going to use for this. I am going to move back to full screen just for a second. See, I also have $30 in store credit. Nice. Okay. Oh yeah, wrong shipping address on that one. That would have been bad. I'm not showing. Yeah, I know it would 100% dox me. That's why I'm not showing this part right here. Apply. And you have to buy it, I think. I think flat out you have to buy it. So I pre-ordered it, bought it. It's going to be here in a month, which is actually a lot sooner than I thought it was going to be. I'm honestly 100% excited for that. So let's get away from that now. Let's go back in. Let's see here. Okay. So the ROG Ally is probably it's the device I'm most excited for this year, except for one Ioneo device, which is, I'll be very honest. The Ioneo device looks better. This looks more functional. But the Ioneo device I'm talking about has trackpads on it, albeit in a really weird place. Still more compatible with SteamOS. So, yep. So it releases June 11th, I believe, right? Or is it June 13th? And then it ships, and it takes 2 days. So I got the Extreme. That's the one that you're most, like, honestly, I didn't even look. Yeah, okay, yeah. So I don't know how many there are available, but I'm assuming I'm going to get mine right away. Did you hear they announced another Ioneo 2 called the 2S? Yes, I did. I mentioned it a little bit in my video yesterday, but I didn't call it out by the Ioneo 2S. Johnny Live 13th. Yep. I just pre-ordered it. I actually, funny thing is, I contacted Asus's Twitter account, their North America one. They said they've only given it to Linus and Dave 2D, which I think is partially true. I believe Dave 2D got it first, then the same one was given to Linus, but I do know other people that have gotten it. So I don't think they're really up in the know-how on that. So I've requested to get one to review. We'll see, though. I need to do more reviews of hardware before people will probably trust me on that. Johnny Live, how is it going? So, I really like the device. I don't like that D-pad. I really don't like the D-pad. I don't like necessarily that it's white, but for the price performance that they're hitting, it's crazy. It's a crazy price performance. It'll be a really good device to try out, honestly. I'm not a big fan of white, though. So we'll have to watch the video. If you guys didn't watch the video, there's a Cascoder, there's a streamer influencers right now that are showing it off from their homes on the Asus official stream. Oh, 100%. That was the weird part. They probably just have like, oh, you only have this many followers, whatever. Yeah, I'm sure that's what's going on. It is what until we get a little bit bigger and build relations. That's just how it's going to happen, Cascoder. It's all about building those relationships. Yeah. So, okay, there's only one USB on this. Oh, man. Why is there only one USB? There's not one at the bottom, right? Yeah. I mean, this will be compatible with the Steam Deck docks. That looks like an eSATA port. A SATA port. Yeah. Interesting. LB, RB, and you get all the good stuff. Andre, welcome. Hey, this is early for you. Yes, it is. It's waking up with the Brink, revealing myself, I guess. So let's. I still have all my notes from last night. That's how bad it is. YouTube. Yeah. Is the Asus ROG Ally the Steam Deck killer? Of course. Holy shit. Where? Let's go to Asus's. I don't have the wait, unless you guys have the link on here. Or is it in here? Where's the link, guys? Hardware. Oh, it's probably. Oh my gosh. Of course, it's probably where it's supposed to be. Okay, so there's that. Here we go.
It's just really funny to watch.
SM Kali, where can you pre-order it in the UK? I think there's Best Buy UK, isn't there? Best Buy UK. Oh my gosh. Let's see here. No, you can't. Thank you, Cascoder. Oh my gosh. What is this? Amazon Best Buy UK? What is that? Good. Check out your Best Buy UK. You can pre-order if it's available in the UK. You can check out Best Buy. Are they still live?
I mean, I have like no abilities on Cal because this is like a clean
a
save,
good
basically.
network connection makes all the difference with streaming. So if you tried it and it didn't quite work out for you, like try it with a device that has a better Wi-Fi chip.
Yeah.
Because I would
Cool, sir. Welcome.
Just between the two phones that I have, the ROG phone handles streaming so much better than my older phone.
Oh my gosh. Bye, Cool, sir. Welcome, Cool, sir. Bye, Cool, sir.
The only thing I want to say with cloud gaming is this is where you can put your
What's up,
at,
Cat?
mode
How's it going?
and then get crazy battery life because
Great point.
all that processing power.
Yeah, they're
is,
still alive.
Happening elsewhere.
It's not actually rendering the game on the system. So yeah, if you want to seriously increase your battery life, streaming is it's just only taking the power to.
We're gonna probably zoom through a little bit because I want to see what Armory is like. Because honestly, Armory does look pretty cool.
Armory Crate, you can kind of customize what we call the command center. Can you show the command center?
Yep. So that's this button on the left, and it's not super easy to read on the camera here. I don't have a direct feed into the.
We showed
device.
it off a little bit in the.
To be fair, it looks fine. It's just because it's zoomed out and glare and stuff.
I have my default things to be.
Beppy, that is the ROG Ally.
On the device,
ROG. I even said that in the video a few times.
There's even an FPS limiter if you want to just use
It does look pretty neat.
which probably makes more sense to use in most cases. Anyways, performance mode, you can just toggle that between silent, performance, and turbo. And then currently we're at performance.
Sounds like UK pre-orders just air to white screen, so there's a little bit of an issue there. So keep on trying.
Modes. That's another thing I have on. I think it's on by default.
5,900 people are watching right now.
Down there in the corner.
RSR is in the corner. Yeah, real-time monitor.
Yeah, you have a real-time monitor, so you can see your FPS.
Once again, I don't think this is going to have as big of a fan base as Steam Deck in the sense of crazy pre-orders right away. This is going to be off the shelves popular.
Device's battery, and you can just jump into other things.
And if Best Buy puts this semi near a Nintendo Switch, it could potentially also.
It'll give you the taskbar.
They put in some extra drivers potentially for the screen.
Right, so I rarely ever change the resolution or refresh rate of my device, so I can remove those and I can add in other stuff like. I believe you can have a thing where you start a screen recording or something like that, right? You have some other options.
Damn.
LED brightness you can change on the fly. That kind of stuff I think is really useful to have in there, so I can pop
take a
in and out the
screenshot,
things that I
like
don't use.
Airplane mode, a quick toggle for that. If you're going to be traveling a lot, you want to use airplane mode a lot. All of that's at your fingertips.
Bahal apparently can't even maintain 60 frames per second on there. That's what he was saying. Some of the people are saying that it can't. Like, what do you expect? Like, these people on here, it's not going to be able to hit 60 frames on everything.
And I know that I need battery. Like, I'm waiting at the DMV, and I could be there all day. Like, I'll put on a frame limiter to 60, right? And try to save some battery.
Man, people are already like.
I know a lot of people. This is weird, and I'm not one of these people. But if you are one of these people,
Loris, good morning. True Blue Magic Dude, is it pay for when it ships or pay immediately? I had to pay immediately, so I have a Best Buy card that I shouldn't have used, but I did. I also have a bunch of Best Buy credit. I buy a lot of stuff from Best Buy just because the whole system, their whole system is super simple for me to just do that. They also have a store I can go run up to. I like Best Buy. I know it's not the best store. It's just convenient for me. Going through the whole checkout process to get the Extreme, I had to check out with my card. So yes, it was a full purchase. It comes in a month though.
You know, for people who want that, like, that really old school experience.
The pain and suffering.
Cascoder, well, it says pay when ships, but when I mean, I'd have to double check my credit card, but I'm pretty sure it essentially charged my card when I checked out.
We were there. We remember.
No, I don't remember. I deleted that.
Maybe not. Maybe it's just on hold. There's a good chance that it's just maybe doesn't charge right away.
If you go back into
I'll have to check my card out to see. But I'm not going to do it right now.
We talked about how Armory Crate shows your entire game library, but what I like about this,
I like how Coulter just drops into chat and says hi and some other shit and then drops out.
Map specific keys for that game, right? But
Lumkey, I've been seeing a lot of Steam Deck dead clickbait on YouTube where they're really inviting wrong types of people.
I want Forza Horizon 5 to run in turbo mode.
Who is Lumkey?
Then when I'm playing Hades, maybe
I mean, I made a Steam Deck killer video, but mine was in reference to like, what are we seeing this year? What's going to be king and all that. It was a fun, honestly, it was a really fun video to make. But I definitely don't think that this is a Steam Deck killer for this year. I do think it will hurt it next year, though. I think the momentum's too much right now for the deck.
I want the exact same controller.
True Blue Magic Dude. Oh yeah, you can. So pre-orders are going like so. If they sell out, it sounds like they're potentially going to sell out, and in Q3 is when you can go stop into stores and pick it up. So they're preparing for probably the holiday seasons for this to actually be on shelves and be readily available. Andre, lunchtime later, gang. Back to work after that. Have a good one. Thanks, Andre, for stopping by. Have a good lunch.
Launched the game.
Dude, True Blue Magic Dude, Comic-Con is definitely worth it. I need to go this year.
It's Windows, right? So it's just treating it like an Xbox controller. Everything is ready to go for you. So
let's do a little bit of snooping here.
Yeah, you don't have to go in and map it.
Yeah, 8 point. This right here, 8.6 teraflops. I wasn't sure they were going to hit that. That is nuts for a portable device. In comparison, the Steam Deck is 1.7, I believe, around that. And this though, and the people that are crying about the battery, if you get the Extreme one, don't expect the battery to last more than an hour on that thing. Holy shit.
You can also use the touchscreen in Windows, which is really nice because Windows.
The battery is too little to play AAA games. I don't know what people want. There are limitations. I'm reading their chat now. I'm sorry. I can make fun of them. I'm not going to make fun of you guys here at Games Revealed.
One of the things I'm most excited about is
Cascader, this is a 512 gigabyte Steam Deck killer, $50 more for double the performance. It is not double the performance for the Z1. It is like a more 0.5, 0.3, and maybe more like we'd have to see.
There are others
with Full HD 1080p graphics, not 720p graphics.
So you can see right here, frames per second performance on AAA titles before ROG Ally. Okay, so ROG Ally, okay. Before, 25 to 30 frames per second at 720. It's kind of a hint at Steam Deck and some other devices. ROG Ally, Ryzen Z. I mean, if it was 800p, then that'd be a big hit at them. Raichi, the ROG Ally does have has a fast charger. It can charge from 0 to 50% in what 30 minutes? Is it 30 minutes or like 10 minutes or something like that? It's really quick actually. The ROG Ally 50 to 60 is what they're claiming. All dependent on AAA titles and all that. I do think they're going to get close to that. So I honestly like.
A sharper image to all your games, movies, and streams. 120 general design. It was time to really get down to business. We meticulously honed each.
Yeah, let's
always find something new to try. And when we say old games, we really mean it. Not sure.
King, I'm reading their chat, thinking that I'm answering someone else. Okay, Lomkey 8.6 at 30 watts is not bad for people just dock it all the time. That's the thing that people are missing on this. This is a true, if they can get the experience, if their armory is good enough, which might honestly hurt revealed app, but I can always adapt it. If this truly like is the best experience, like a better experience than what I've seen on the Aya Neo, or if they can get really close, they're going to have a near console killer here, in the sense of you can detach yourself from the console if you want. You can play it on the go. It would be like the Switch, but the new Switch, like what we want, the Switch killer. Yeah, I think you're better. It's more correct. In fact, that would make a really good title for a post Cascoder. The ROG Ally is not a Steam Deck killer, it's a Switch killer. That'd actually make a pretty good title. Not necessarily true, but it's fun to like theorize and think about this, because you can play it on the go, dock it. Once docked with power, you can have your profiles increase the power so it's not killing the battery. Because on the go, you probably are fine with 40 frames per second if you're going to get 3 hours of battery, right? So people are really weird when they come to lambasting this and everything. But docked mode, you're going to be able to play most games really nice docked mode. And they have the eGPU that you can get, which once I get more funds down the road, I will pick one of those up, I think, too, to give it a test. So Lomkey, it's inviting people to tick off fanboys versus fanboys on both ends, and people comments that do not help anyone. Yeah, 100%. I don't get. Okay, I do get. I'm a Steam fanboy in some ways. I'm also a tech fanboy, and I like seeing just competition and there being a lot of different things. Cascoder, I mean, the Steam Deck already is a Steam Deck killer. ROG Ally is an insult to injury. Oh, a Switch killer. Yeah.
Download it, launch it instantly with Xbox Cloud Gaming with no wait and no need to buy it upfront. You can
you gotta wait.
Favorite mobile games on a larger screen, or relive your childhood
with
classic retro titles. If you can dream it, you can play it. We want to show you everything that makes this device so special. So we are going to talk about how we engineer its ergonomic design.
You gotta love the buzzwords, but you know when you're going for the mass, it really is important.
Creating a handheld is no easy task. It's more personal and portable than
the reason why I'm sure. Okay, we're gonna kill the chat. I'm getting distracted by them.
It needs to melt with your hands, effortlessly contouring to
yes.
your fingers and wrists. We want you to feel like it was just built for you, with every button and thumbstick carefully placed for precise control.
I just wanted to see that.
So we developed countless different form factors, repeatedly going back to the drawing
right here. So you can see they did an iterative, like from my understanding, they've been working on this for what, 6 years, 5 years, something like that. Similar to Valve's Steam Deck story, and you can see that they had a lot of different iterations.
To imagine,
oh my gosh, look at that one. Is that like wood? Some of these are actually really cool. I don't like edge. See these edges right here? I'm not a fan of this. Really, really against it. Some Aya Neos have edges, and I just don't like it.
Refine the final body. Once we found the right general design, it was time to really get down to business. We meticulously honed each component of the body for a comfortable, ergonomic feel.
Dude, you gotta love how the marketing team's like, okay, make it sound like we actually cared. Now translate that into the screen and make it feel like we really cared this much. I'm sure they cared. Don't get me wrong, but it's still kind of funny. Loris, I wonder with the Windows OS, what kind of Windows blow are we going to see? I mean, it's not special for handheld's Windows version, right? It's just Windows 11 with the crap it comes with. To be really fair, I think people give too much shit on Windows for being bloated. It is a full operating system. It has a lot of different parts to it. It's, to be fair, for how old it is with how much baggage it's carrying, it is, in my opinion, not bad. It's not going to affect it much. I've played games on the Steam Deck on Windows and on SteamOS. SteamOS, is more optimized. I don't think the operating system is what's holding it down per se, as Proton does just a really good job of optimizing on some games and API translations. Well, I'll be really honest. The desktop version on Steam Deck, if you run too much on it, like programming alone, like that does fine. In fact, butter smooth on GPD WinMax 2, chugs on Steam Deck at times. It is and it's partially is that I don't know if they have a rogue process or something on the Linux side, because it really shouldn't do that. But yeah. Yes, Foombooter, it is a little early, but that's why this is called Waking Up Revealed with the ROG Ally. So yeah, definitely marketing jargon. I'm sure they tried, but like it's always, I mean, people always expect, it's always fun to kind of point it out.
Of polish, first in 720p, then 1080p, and finally ultra sharp 4K. Handhelds always trail behind with compromises.
Well,
Play the best games at home. And
it's always going to be
settle for
that
whatever
way.
you can get
Up to a point, there will be a
Today, some of the
convergence.
latest handheld feel underpowered, still stuck at the low resolution like 720p with disappointing frame rates.
Oh man, oh, that is a burn. Poor Steam Deck community. And I'm part of the Steam Deck community, and it's not necessarily true for every game, but like this year, it's what it's felt like. Because we were just happy if the Steam Deck gets above 30 with some of these new games. On this Asus Ally with its price, is absolutely no brainer. I honestly agree. I think it is essentially a no brainer. If you're going to be, so let's say you buy a system in a month, you don't have a Steam Deck, you don't have this, it's going to come down ultimately to two different things, right? Do you want something that's a seamless experience you just don't have to think about, and you're not going to be playing the most hottest AAA titles, then you're going to probably go to the Steam Deck. If you flip that and you're like, you know what, I want to play the hottest titles, I want to make sure that this is future-proof for another year or two, and that I can always be playing the hottest titles. I don't care about trackpads. I'm okay with a little bit less of a fine-tuned experience. You're going to go with the ROG Ally. And that's, I don't have one yet. I'm going to have to get it to see, because honestly, I don't like the D-pad. But yeah, this is a nonsense chart. No, the chart is somewhat true. Like, it's just kind of fun. Well, okay, yeah, living room call. There have been times where it's kind of a nonsense chart. But it's true that mobile's always going to lag behind. There will be a convergence to where we're going to have such fine-tuned APUs and all that, and don't want to have big PCs, and things will be more tuned to maybe mobile or smaller devices, because I think that day is coming. I think the next decade will show that more and more systems are going to be fine-tuned for these devices, as you can play them on the go, do a lot of different things. Yeah. Foombooter still not sold on the Ally, but he's doing a good job of talking it up. This guy talking, yeah. I don't think everyone needs to get, if you already have a Steam Deck, there's a good chance you don't need to get anything. Okay, I need to answer this. I'm sorry, I'm going to take a break real quick. It's a recruiter. So I'll be right. Okay, I'm back. Sorry about that. It was a telemarketer. Yeah, I need to get taking a quick break and whatnot. So that's the dangers of doing it this morning, is that I'm expecting some phone calls. And it will officially sell my country and it will officially sell in my country, not like Steam Deck that I need to buy from third party and will have a warranty and services after. Yeah, that is actually a big part of this whole. Let's keep this running. That's a big part of the Asus appeal also for me. I mean, global distribution is a big deal. That's why I think that this is a good device, and it's going to be really good for a lot of people. Is it a Steam Deck killer? Not necessarily, but it will hurt the sales, I think. So a cinematic game probably means 480, aka PS2. Maybe. Lomkey, so people, I think ROG good for people who want something with more power and more Xbox layout. For me, I stick what I have. Yeah, honestly, if you already have a Steam Deck and you're pretty content with it, don't get this. Because there's a good chance that Asus maybe comes out with another version next year, and by that time, maybe you're wanting to upgrade. I bought one because I do content on this. I'm really bad at doing content on this recently, and I want to do better. So I got one so we can do a bunch of content. It's going to be old content because everyone and their dog that is a big YouTuber already has one. But yeah, it is what it is. Rachie, your Windows desk looks like my mother desk, so full of icons. You must work a lot. I work okay, so I'm on my computer most of the day. I have lots of different projects. If you've seen my, let's not look at my project. I was going to show it, but I'm like, if you've seen my desktop, it is disgusting. I don't have time in the day right now to organize it. Cascade or ROG Ally 2 might be the smart move. Yes. Z2 by Xmas? No, Lumkey, I don't think so. What will probably happen is we'll see probably the end of next year. I bet you there's an Asus ROG Ally 2. At bare minimum announced, because I think the 8000 series is coming out around that time. Chance, maybe. It might be in 2 years. Who knows? Cascader, let's not self-dox and ruin the NDAs. What NDAs? Did I just self-dox? I didn't self-dox, did I? But you're the best. Am I the best, Cat? Thank you. Foombooter, I have over 2 terabytes of storage in my Vita now. Oh, yeah, that's right, Foombooter. You are a Vita master, man. That is awesome. I have a chip for my Vita that I need, like, that allows for extra storage. I need to actually utilize that. I looked like I was about to. You know what? I can always move. Every time I dox myself, I'll move. Once I become a little bit bigger of a streamer than streamer/content creator, then I'll be a little bit more worried. I don't think there's anyone too crazy right now that lives on this continent. I could think of someone but they don't live on this continent. That's from their video. Honestly, I really liked their ad. I thought it was fun. Oop. I do want to see. Yeah, so I guess it was maybe it was an early production build that Dave 2D got, but it was not that early because this is looking very similar. Do we know what the battery is yet? Better outdoor visibility with cornering DXC, bare glass. Interesting. I am curious. So we always get these jargoning points on like readability and all that. This will be a big one for me because I plan on taking my kids camping a lot this summer. Cascader Foombooter, did you mod a 3G port into an extra micro SD port? I don't know if he did 3G though. Loris, I'm also interested in seeing the repairability of the Ally. How it compares to the Steam Deck. I'm pretty sure I'm getting one, but that's just me. Oh, and you have time too, Loris. You never know. So it might be a good idea to see how it goes before buying one. Repairability wise, we'll see how they partner with places. I have a feeling it looks really repairable. It if you want to expand the memory, it is a lot easier than the Steam Deck. A lot easier. If we saw Dave 2D do it. Uh, 40 watts for the battery. That's not big enough on I'd want it to be a little bit bigger. But I get it. They're trying to hit a price point. Gorilla stronger. I'll throw the keys on there. Yeah. We've heard this every time with phones and all that, and they still scratch. The AMD Ryzen Z1 processor, power. Okay. This would have been almost worth Steam waiting a year to get this processor in. Dave 2D already tested it. I trust him a lot on these types of things, so he's already tested it and says the performance is really good. Is it going to be double the performance and everything than the Steam Deck? No, but it's going to be good enough to where you'll be really set. Yeah, so this is the Z1. It has 6 cores instead of 8 cores, which means the 8-core one, the Z1 Extreme, is going to be a little bit of a battery drain. This has up to 2.8, so it's not quite as powerful as it's. In theory, it's about 1.7 times more powerful than the Steam Deck. If you see the AMD Ryzen Z1 Extreme, that one's like 4 times if you look at like the specs, because the Steam Deck and the teraflops for it are 1.7, I believe, around that. I'll get back to chat here in a second. I'm really excited for this chip. I think AMD has got, this is going to be the start of AMD doing mobile processors that are just baller. We're gonna really see our up. This could even be inside like the a PlayStation Portable if they really want to go for it. Alum key, the GPU is going to hold it back for the Z1. I mean, it has what, around 8 T-flops, which is GPU. That's a GPU calculations for the Extreme. So I don't think there'll be bottlenecks depending on what you're doing. So 2017, we had 0.39 T-flops, which is probably in reference to the Switch. 1.6 with the Steam Deck, up to 2.8 T-flops. I don't know why they keep saying up to. It's probably because whatever. And then up to 8.6 T-flops with the Extreme, which is probably going to kill your battery. They probably have limiting systems on there. I would not expect this 8.6 to be like what you're going to be doing typically. It'll probably be a docked mode kind of thing. And then, yeah, the latest generation of living room consoles is 10.3. This is really close. There's going to be exceptions, though. There are, of course, going to be exceptions. I think the biggest limitation to this, and that's another reason why I'm kind of hoping they come out with another one in a year or two, is the RAM. It does not have enough RAM with what is being required these days. But we'll see. Series S 10 gigabyte is so little compared to those handhelds. Yes, it honestly is. Cool, sir. Welcome back. It's okay to get excited about something. It's okay to be optimistic. Touting a conservative performance guesstimate is so unnecessary. I mean, I've seen Dave 2D play this, so I am going to be conservative about it. Yeah, Fumbuter, I love how that portables are getting their time in the spotlight more and more. Yes, agreed. It is. Like I said, I think that the next 10 years is, I've said this for a year now, the next 10 years is going to be like the mobile boon of gaming. Fumbuter, Caster, there may not be 2 terabytes of Vita games per se, but yeah, yeah. You can throw some videos on there. So these numbers do mean something. I know people have said T-flops matter, and some people say they don't. They do matter. But in real world application, we're going to have to see. I do think the VRAM, the RAM, that the 16 gigs is the limiting factor here. 8 cores is ridiculous, but in docked mode is awesome. And if you're going to use this as a computer, you know, because honestly, I will, like with this device, because I got the Extreme Edition, I will take it and do a week-long challenge or something with it, because this would be really good, honestly, a really good PC. But for your battery, I'm going to kill it. The specs on this just kill the battery. Now make offline mode better. Yeah, exactly. It's really hard because games have been designed, because we always think that we're going to have the internet. And so sometimes developers will get lazy. I know people get upset about that, or like, oh, these games don't need internet. There's certain services, certain things that we put in that, yeah. Republic of Gaming is such a weird title. Hello Gaming Anytime Anywhere. Or such a weird title for a group or for a grouping of products. Offline mode will be a term that will get you banned in the future. Maybe. They're still hey, actually, I don't mind those wireless headphones. The ROG Sentra True Wireless. This is all jargon, but I'm not a white person though. But like, I mean, I'm white, but yeah, not a white. They look cool. Travel case. Does it come with the ROG Ally travel case water repellent coated? Oh, okay. So it's going to be water resistant or repellent, that is. Integrated stand. To be fair, calling that, I mean, I don't think it comes with the travel case, right? You have to buy the travel case on its own. If it comes with the travel case, that's a big deal. Brought to you by Bones Coffee. Cascoder. Damn. Cool, sir. Why do we have to wait and see? This is everything we've been waiting for. I ordered 2. Nice, cool, sir. That's awesome, man. No, I will have to wait and see. Some people are saying that it's like their claims are a little exorbitant, a little crazy, but because they're always going to oversell slightly. But it is a pretty, don't get me wrong, it is really good specs.
Play at the same time. It even has a USB Type-A ports for other peripherals. Hooking up a mouse and keyboard for productivity.
Wait.
4K, or dive into couch co-op with games like Overcooked and Moving Out. To make this easy, we offer an optional adapter that plugs into Ally's USB Type-C ports, charging the device and connecting an HDMI display at the same time.
It's just a dock that plugs into the wall.
USB Type-A ports for other peripherals. Hooking up a mouse and keyboard for productivity, 4K gaming, or competitive esports. In this setting, every bit of performance counts. So we made ROG Ally compatible with Extreme Mobile suite of external GPUs. Dock your Ally at your desk and enjoy the power.
If I wasn't a game developer, or if I wasn't a developer or game developer and did a lot of different things that require a lot of extra performance, I would get rid of my computer and use this as a replacement personally. I think it's good enough. Like, it's good enough for gaming. It's good enough for a lot of different things. Cool, sir. It doesn't make me coffee and toast in the morning. I'll return it for a refund. Hey, whoa. You never know. It looks like Asus has a lot of accessories. They might even have an accessory for that soon. That would be actually kind of awesome. Michael, once the hype dies down, I really don't think it's going to be a Steam Deck killer. All these people are just high on event today. Still looks neat and super sleek. It's hard. The term Steam Deck killer gets thrown around a lot. Is it going to outright kill the Steam Deck? No. Is it going to hurt the sales? Yes. Is it going to be a great competitor? Yes. Cascader, it can't be my turret. I mean, the true way that this will be a Steam Deck killer is if it can be modified by the Ukrainian army to be a turret remote, a turret remote. Lomke, I wonder how much they're going to ask for the carrying case. I don't know.
Power of NVIDIA GeForce
We'll have to see.
RTX 49.
They're probably making some of their money off accessories with this. With that competitive pricing, they're probably doing two things: solidifying their name. They know that with mass production and the amount that they push, because they see a high demand, they're going to sell enough to make a decent profit. I don't think this is going to be like make them super rich or, you know, really increase their profit that much in the beginning. I think it's a long-term kind of play by them. That's why they went with the pricing they did. Because it's crazy. Like, their pricing is really crazy. Undercuts everyone else. Yeah. I wish my Switch case was waterproof. Yeah. Well, it's not waterproof. It's water resilient.
For top-tier performance with extra ports for
Brian pre-ordered, but no way I'm banning my Steam Deck. Oh, 100%. I mean, the channel, the Games Reveal channel is still going to cover games. We're still going to cover portable gaming, which is going to be a lot of Steam Deck. I'm making software that's going to be directly compatible with the Steam Deck, so I'm definitely not going to be dropping
and
it.
More. Incredible performance isn't just about graphics. The ROG Ally's PCIe Express 4.0 SSD provides blistering data transfer speeds. With this super fast drive, the Ally boots up instantly and game launches quickly to get you right into the action.
I mean, that is nice, but
if you need more storage, the Ally's UHS-2 micro SD cards allows you to expand your game libraries as much as you want without compromising those load times.
Oh yeah, and they have a UHS too. This is another big deal, actually. This is another really big deal. It means that when we're buying SD cards, you might want to keep an eye out for UHS 2 compatible, which I don't even know if there's that many that are that compatible these days that are super expensive. So the Steam Deck, and this is, I really should break down and do a video. Maybe I'll do a video over the weekend on this. So the Steam Deck has a UHS 1 SD card slot, which means it's capable of writes. I don't even know about reads, but writes up to 100 megabytes per second, maybe even a little less, 90. Reads, I believe, is what, 150, maybe even 100. Essentially, there's a pretty hard limit. A lot of the cards you get can go even higher on those limits. This has a speed of up to 312 megabytes per second. So, yeah, you're going to get some pretty fast loading times.
The Ally LPDDR5 6400 memory keeps Ryzen APU fat with data at the moment's notice.
Fat with data.
Letting Ryzen Z1 Extreme puts its
That is
best
actually
foot
pretty funny.
forward. And with
Obviously, English is not his first language, so I think you need to give him a little bit of slack on that, or I do. Cool, sir. Michael Jordan, stop being a Debbie Downer. You've been so negative since you can't dribble a ball anymore. Wait, who are you adding? Are you watching something else while we were watching this? Cool, sir. Ray Cheese. And your name keeps on freaking changing. Ray Cheese. Sony, thanks to our 4.0 PCI tech, this game is only possible on PS5. Yeah.
APU fat with data at the moment's notice. Letting
Hey,
Ryzen
I like
Z1
my
Extreme puts
APU
its
being
best
fat
foot
with data.
forward. And with the latest Wi-Fi 6E technology on board, you will see more consistent download speeds, more reliable cloud gaming, and uninterrupted video streaming at 1080p.
I mean, that was never.
Just like ROG
Let's be really fair. Wi-Fi 5, like when it comes to streaming, it's not going to be a big deal of like videos and stuff. Gaming, maybe a little bit more so.
We give
every
you complete control
bit
over this
does
performance
matter.
with our turbo, performance, and silent modes. You can adjust TGP on fly to give yourself more game time, with up to 2 hours available from performance modes in AAA games. Turn it down to silent modes for cloud gaming and
So Lomkey, I agree. If it has continuous read writes going on, it would heat up really quickly. You'd probably need a cooling device on that. The thing is, though, or a heat sink and stuff. There's ways around that. We'll have to see. It doesn't do consecutive read writes while you're loading a game. It might do a little bit of writing, but it's typically quick, concise reads, or along, like, so let's say 30 seconds and then it stops. It's not going to be, unless you're playing an open world game that's always streaming data and it's a large amount, which it wouldn't be. I don't think we're going to run into issues with that.
Video consumption, and your battery will last even longer, giving you up to 6.8 hours.
Yeah, it's more reliable. I don't know. They don't do comparisons here. Game on the go, heavy gaming, up to 2 hours. Performance mode, 15 watt. Oh, shit. This thing's going to get like 1 hour if that on 30 watt mode. That is crazy. Netflix and YouTube up to Netflix and chill. Ooh, 6 hours? I don't know if I could last that long Netflix and chilling. Silent mode, 9 watts.
Of entertainment on your ROG Ally, even when you are away from the wall outlets.
You have to remember, though, too, with the architecture, 15 watt draw is still going to be a lot more performant than a 15 watt draw on Steam Deck.
Talk about the secret sauce. ROG Intelligent Cooling. Every device we build needs to deliver maximum performance while keeping it cool and quiet. We need a different cooling paradigm to build ROG Ally. Since the hardware sits behind the screen, we have already learned how to master this type of cooling thanks to our experience with ROG Mothership and Flow Z13.
They have a lot of experience for this.
With this, we call our zero gravity thermal system, which, thanks to its quiet performance, also provides zero distraction from what's truly important. Your game.
I mean, isn't everything affected by gravity?
Zero gravity because it's designed to be used in any orientation. Sitting upright in a chair, lying down in your bed, or however else you game. With ROG Ally, you can do it all with no drop in performance. To draw heat away from crucial components.
I don't know if that's ever been an issue. That's an interesting flex.
Providing extra friction to increase the capillary.
Dude, all they had to do was announce this with like, oh, here's the numbers. Yes. Awe in our amazing numbers. Like, bask in the amazing numbers. And then just show a bunch of games performing at the... which I do think they're going to. I'm not trying to be like, I'm really excited for this. Just showing that they I guess they do play games a little bit later. Shit. Okay.
Force in the pipe, keeping gravity from interfering with the fluid inside. We also put fluid bearing in the fans, which is quieter, more durable, and create less friction when held in different type of orientations.
I'm curious,
Ally's heatsink uses ultra thin fins, as slim as 0.1 millimeters, which increases the total surface area by 10% for improved heat dissipation.
Honestly,
and
that's...
with dust filters on the intake vents, the inside of your device will stay cleaner and cooler.
That's a good idea.
Typical handhelds uses a single fan. We knew that dual fan solution was going to provide more efficient cooling with less noise.
The dual fan was a really good idea.
Is an ROG Ally prototype with a single fan, while the right shows the new dual fan system, keeping heat and noise to a minimum. Never settle for anything less than ROG Intelligent Cooling. Finally, we would like to talk about our custom software.
These marketing things are so funny.
We have been developing Armory Crate for a long time, not just ROG Desktop.
Yeah, I am really excited for Armory Crate, and it probably might hurt the Revealed project a little bit, but I'll still persevere. Cool, sir. I play my deck plugged in mostly and with the battery pack at other times, so 30 minutes battery is no big deal. I actually 100% agree with you, Cool, sir. I have never been on the bandwagon that the deck has bad battery life. If you plan on playing the deck on the go, like let's say on an airplane, play a game that's manageable at a lower frame rate. Like Cold of the Lamb is amazing. Play that game, you're going to get 4 hours, let's say. Don't sit there and complain, I can't play this really intensive game on the go. No handheld can play an intensive game for a very long time, the Switch included. I really get tired of people complaining about battery life. At the same time, the battery life is going to be really garbage on this, but I do usually play plugged in or near an outlet and plug in, and I take like 30 minutes to an hour long sessions, except for Cold of the Lamb being an exception, which I've been playing for like 2 hours straight.
And laptops, but even the ROG phones. With ROG Ally, we are proud to introduce Armory Crate SE, a special edition. Cascoder 312 megabytes is what UHS 2 will be able to achieve. Kind of underwhelming. Wish Microsoft involvement meant their Xbox SSDs could be used on this thing. Yeah, agreed. Well, no, UHS 2 has been out for a while.
I mean, this has been out for a little while. Still not bad, honestly. I don't think it is. Lumkey ROG should send you one to tell us how good it is and go buy one when you're under a contract. They should. I've already contacted them. I'm not going to get one. I'm not a big. Honestly, I'm. Yeah. I'll continue to work with and see if I can work with them, but yeah, I have to buy my own. Raichi, I'm really interested in ROG Mini Box now. Seriously, forget Apple TV, xCloud, Luna, Fire Stick, Google TV. Install a small ROG box and done. This would just destroy the thick center mini industry.
Edition of Armory Crate designed to help you play all your games on one device. We gamers are rarely satisfied with just 1 or 2 games. We have massive libraries spanning multiple publishers and platforms. This freedom of choice is amazing, but it does split up your.
No, it's not common, Cascoder. But it's going to be.
With Armory Crate SE, we want to give you one place for all your games. The program will scan your system for installed titles and provide shortcuts to each one of them. Armory Crate SE also
I do that too. It's not that hard.
Schemes. You can use standard gamepad modes recognized by many games.
But I have to go in and out of Armory Crate to install. That's annoying.
The ROG Ally's button to mouse and keyboard for the games that.
Oh no, Cat. It's good to recognize things. No, and honestly, I think Armory Crate looks pretty good. So Wolf, welcome. I mean, you slept in. Wolf slept in. We should all mention that. I don't know why I said that. But Wolf, I'm just kidding. It's like still early for you. But yes, welcome, Wolf. Cool, sir. Every Asus laptop I've ever owned has been awesome. Only sucky part is Asus doesn't update drivers regularly, but also they rarely need to. I'll agree. Asus has been pretty consistently good. Chad, we use the crap out of Armory Crate. I wonder if it would sync with our computer. Huh. I don't know. That is what I am working on, is syncing stuff though too.
Gaming, you can use the thumbstick to navigate Windows desktop with a traditional cursor. You can remap buttons game by game to create truly customized experience that travel with you. Almost every button on Ally is remappable. Just open the profile for the games you want to customize and select the button.
They have a mapper, just like
Each button
Steam.
can have 2 functions mapped to it, with secondary function accessible with the paddles on the back of the device. It's not just buttons. You can customize the dead zone and range of your joystick, giving you more.
Well, Beppy, you just
precision
built a
for
brand
the
new
game.
computer, so
If you want to set the
I would be
dead zone
surprised
larger
if
to
this was
avoid
going to be something that you
accidental
get right away.
missteps, you can do that. The same goes to the buttons on the top. The trigger range is fully adjustable.
I do like that the trigger. Sorry, we're kind of skipping some stuff.
If you want to change settings in mid-game, you can press a single button to have a full control center at your fingertip. Adjust your performance modes,
that is,
control
it's
scheme,
a lot like this
lighting,
deck,
and so much more,
which is
with
good.
just a few taps. Access to popular games.
But I want to see it in play and with multiple game titles, because it always feels very buggy every time there's a game title.
You can even record your game footage, then organize your library of screenshots and game recordings from one central location. Or edit videos and share them to the social media instantly.
I think a lot
Windows 11,
of stuff already does that.
you can do anything, game, stream, or even work from this one ultra-portable device. With Windows Hello, you can log into ROG Ally instantly with a fingerprint sensor built into the power button. So you don't have to type in long passwords every time. And with my
It does make it more secure, makes it a little bit better than Steam Deck on that. I don't care about this one as much, but Lumkey, Asus lately has been having trouble with 7,000 chips burning itself to death with their motherboard and been shady about it. They're going to be doing mitigation on damages and stuff like that. I think there's a lot, like when people in the community sometimes shout out, "Oh, look, all this stuff's happening," when it's only happening to a few people. They need to do an investigation first. I'm not even trying to like defend them per se, but I do think there's they need to replace whoever computers are being burnt out, of course, especially if it comes back to AMD or the motherboard. But we're going to have to
Microsoft's built-in
They sold me on
security
Windows
features.
Defender. Oh my
You are
gosh.
protected against all sort of cyber threats. Windows Defender provides up-to-date antivirus protection, and parental control puts fans around your kids' screen time and web safety.
That is a
We are
plus, I'll be
incredibly
honest.
proud of
I have a
what
kid.
we have accomplished with
Two kids.
ROG Ally. Incredible performance.
I think we've seen this, but this is the leaked thing that we saw a couple of weeks ago, right? Performance profiles, control, okay.
Choir operation, and a huge selection of games from multiple to Best Buy for only $599. It will
Yeah,
ship in Q3. The ROG Ally with Ryzen Z1 Extreme comes
Oh,
with 512 GB
okay.
storage, will be available for $699 at Best Buy in June.
So the Extreme, I don't know why there's two versions. They're even doing two versions. That being said, this one, I mean, for $100 more, getting the Extreme seems like the way to go. The $599 seems like not a bad deal. It's better than the Steam Deck. But why would I want to save $100 when I could be, there is performance profiling, meaning, or profiling. You could reduce the TDP down to, let's say, 9, the 9-watt draw or something like that. So I kind of wish they would have just done one. Make it really simple. There's 512 gigabytes RAM, everything. I think that would have been sick. But yeah, it is interesting that they're not even selling the lower
Both
one until
models
Q3.
Comes with 3 months of Xbox Game Pass Ultimate for free, making this an even better deal. Check out Best Buy to pre-order this device today and team up with your ally as soon as possible. If you want to make an absolute most of your ROG Ally, it is compatible with every model of XG Mobile. We currently offer 2 options: GC32 with AMD Radeon RX 6850M XT for only $799, and GC33 with NVIDIA.
Honestly, that the 6850M sounds like an interesting deal to get this desktop, essentially a desktop adapter, expandability piece, the eGPU. Loris, and no, it doesn't come with the case. Yeah, I kind of figured it didn't. They're probably going to make up some of their money through accessories, a 65-watt charger and a seemingly cheap plastic stand. Yeah, it does look like a cheap plastic stand, but it comes with something. It's pretty standard with a lot of these handhelds that come with what it's coming with. They probably tried to bare bones it as much as possible to hit their price point. Raichi, $100 more, you get so much more powerful. If only the GPU market was like that. Raichi, I think you kind of hit the nail on the head. Yeah. Honestly, NVIDIA needs to just kind of shove it with their pricing, with their GPUs. Cascoder, the $599 version is for yields that couldn't hit the extreme performance expectations. You're right. So when developing APU, CPUs these chipsets, they have ratings that they have to hit. So when they're doing that, so they print them out, they build them, they test them, and they have to hit a certain rating. And if it doesn't, that's how we get lower end CPUs and GPUs typically. Depends, but that's why you'll see sometimes the certain cards will have similar specs, but they're like, why is this lower? It's because of that. And you're right, Cascoder, but at the same time, it seems stupid to muddy the waters with it. I get it though; they're saving money by doing it. Cascoder, the 6850M XT is currently $1,100. Like when you go and look at it and try to buy it, ROG XG Mobile. Let's go on a doxing trip. You are correct. Wow, they actually have... These might be older models, though. So this is the 3080. Oh no, this is 6850. Older models they might be coming out with a new version. I mean, it looks the same, but from my understanding, they have multiple versions. No, I don't want to. No, I don't want to take that. Huh. Yeah, I mean, if they're going to, so I'm curious when they're going to release that, when it's officially going to be released at that price point. Yeah, that is a huge price cut. Honestly, $699, I think is a pretty good deal.
GeForce RTX.
My guess why they have 2 ROG is maybe buying all AMD fail Z1 chips makes it into the Yep, exactly what Cascoder was talking about. Still, I'm not a big fan of muddying the waters with that type of stuff. Loris, okay, it's freaking early. I'm going to go take a nap. See you later, everyone. Yeah, thanks for stopping by, Loris. Go have yourself a fun nap. Heck, I need a nap at this point. Fumbuter later, Loris. Okay.
In just a few moments to talk more about this incredible new device. Come on, let's go with me.
Let's go with me. Oh, what? Oh my gosh.
You ready?
Yeah, let's go.
Hey, you know what? At least they're trying to have fun with it. I know people are going to knock it, but at least they're trying to have fun. Don't mind Wolf. She's testing out stuff with the bot. Hey, he walks. Those are some dirty shoes.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to our post-event discussion here on the ROG Ally, the new latest gaming Windows-based handheld from ROG. Thank you for joining me here. We've got Sean from Asus, Rowan from Xbox, and Frank from AMD. And, you know, the first question I think everyone's wondering is, can the Ally handle Crisis?
Absolutely.
I didn't break the bot.
Well, I sure hope so. This thing is a beast. We're going to talk all about it. And, you know, Sean.
Yeah, but okay, do we want it to be like super boring? Let's be fair. Do we want the presentation to be really boring? I'd rather have this. I'm cheesy. So what does that say about you? I think you just like cheesy stuff, Fumbucher. I'm just kidding. But I would prefer it to be at least a little bit lively like this. I have fun, but I agree it is cheesy.
First and foremost, what were the biggest challenges with creating
rendered with
like
8.5 teraflops of power?
When we go through the survey with our focus group, the number one thing that they wanted is a balanced weight distributed handheld devices. And the targeted weight was 600 grams because the current handheld devices in the market today are being too heavy. It's not something that they can engage for a very long period of time. So, you know, their game time, their fun time kind of got cut down because it's not comfortable. So when we first thought about the design target for ROG Ally was really thinking about a device that can get into gamers' hands for hours of fun time. So weight was our number one thing to overcome. And
weight's not that big a deal
how
for me.
we took our engineering excellence to drive the weights down. And then the second thing is about navigation. The navigation on the Ally, thinking about intuitive type of navigation experience with customers, navigating through controllers, navigating through keyboard and mouse and touch screen.
I'm glad you're enjoying it.
And that's where it led to the end. We ended up implementing 2 ECUs together, being able to run touch screen, keyboard, mouse, and the game controllers all on the same device in parallel. So those are the 2 things that we feel like was very proud of that what we have achieved.
Makes sense. Okay.
We just asked for AMD to just, you know, hey, what do you have coming out this year? Oh, that's really powerful. Yeah, we achieved this. AMD's honestly the one that achieved all the power and performance. Maybe they worked with them a little bit with heat distribution and all that with this device, but I mean, AMD's really the king here when it comes to why this is going to be so powerful. Now, they still have to create a really good device to house that power in, so don't get me wrong. I think outside of the power, Asus did a pretty good job. I think they could have done a little bit better, but they did a pretty good job. Wolf is breaking up with her bot friend. Not her boyfriend, but her bot friend. That's hilarious. Lomki, I'll make it into tentacle stuff. the safe for work so everyone can watch. Oh my gosh.
Okay, so a lot of these devices run Linux
Okay,
or
sounds good,
Android,
Loki.
but in this case, you chose Windows. Why
Windows,
is that?
of course.
Let's talk about that.
Microsoft's right there. Yeah, don't try anything else. I'm gonna murder
We
you.
have a product called ROG Phone. It's a product that we launched last month and that serviced the Android market. But for gamers like myself, you know, in the last 5 to 10 years, I have a collection of games in different platforms. I have games in Steam, I have games in Epic, I have games in other platforms. When I think about a device that I would use for myself, I wanted to make sure the games that I already own can be played on this new handheld device. And there's no brainer. Windows is the most inclusive system for all the games. Everything that I own plays on Windows, right? And now there's Game Pass available for me to discover new games. And on the other side, as a hardware manufacturer, having the
we'll skip this. I was kind of curious to see what they're talking about. They partnered with Microsoft. They wanted to do kind of like they probably have a really good relationship with Microsoft and like, okay, how can we promote your product and you promote our product? Okay, so what's going to happen is you like to give away Xbox Game Pass a lot. Can we do that with a purchase of this? And then we'll promote Xbox Game Pass as being a partner with this. So it's a very much a relational thing. They were probably always going to do this. It wasn't like, we chose because all the games are on here. It would have been difficult to make their own operating system. There's a reason why they chose Windows. It was the safe and easy way.
latest hardware drive.
Well, I've been using this for a little bit, and Windows does perform beautifully in this form
She
factor.
looks cold.
Let's talk about some of those enhancements gamers can expect with this experience from Windows.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's great certainly to hear Sean talk about his experiences. And I think, you can certainly count on the power of the PC gaming community. Instantly, your Steam store.
Is absolutely a huge part of the equation.
I actually do agree with that. I do think Xbox Game Pass is a big part of
So
it.
Game Pass for us is, it is the way that we are putting a
off.
whole collection of hundreds of titles kind of in the hands of players. It's integrated into the Windows experience with an application through the Xbox app. And to me, it's this collection not only of what we produce with Xbox Game Studios, so first party, but you also have this huge collection of third party games that are accessible. And
I mean, this is all stuff we kind of know. Like this device is
incredible form factor and incredible size and weight, and the performance is just amazing in that. And it's thanks to those challenges and that work that we've been doing together for the last 5-6 years. Architecture, which again is cutting edge, just announced in November of 2022. And
it was on the
we've been
roadmap, though,
uniquely
kind
able
of.
To combine those two things into one chip.
I am
like no other
shocked
company
by
has
the
been able to do
Z1's
before,
extremes
to take on
performance, though.
the challenge of this product. And it's
I was not
I
expecting
think
that.
it's really a really interesting inflection point in our industry, because it's the first time that we're seeing that kind of performance in a package like this that can deliver the kind of gaming experiences across the entire Game Pass portfolio of 720p, 1080p, 60 frames per second. That's just been unheard of up to now.
That power efficiency makes the Ally an insanely good device for cloud gaming as well as native gaming. But when we talk about Xbox cloud gaming, where do you see, a device like the Ally driving that forward?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's interesting to think about who is the customer of this going to be. And if you think about that, it's pretty fascinating, because to me, this is like the ultimate mobile accessory for somebody who is a PC gamer. And you have this huge catalog of games, and PC Game Pass certainly helps you with that. But with Game Pass Ultimate, which, Asus is actually, kudos to them, put 3 months of PC Game Pass free integrated into the...
Good job accepting our deal. You guys are awesome. We didn't force you in any way. Sorry, this is the part that kind of gets me. All the rest of this, I'm like, yeah, cool, marketing jargon, all that. Like, you have to have this type of stuff. It helps pump things up. Some people that may not know this as well do, enjoy it. But yeah, a little bit of a fluff piece.
To take
I wanted to hear
all
more
my,
from the AMD stuff.
The games I love with me on the go, and so now that's a really compelling combination.
It's not just
Flexibility.
Yeah.
It's, I think, the first device of its kind to ever have that type of flexibility. And that's really, really compelling. Opportunity.
We develop for gamers like us So Extreme Mobile was first introduced 3 years ago.
Yeah,
and
let's
before
listen to
Extreme
this.
Mobile, all the external graphics are like desktop type of graphics cards. When you need to power the desktop graphics card externally, you need an enclosure plus a heavy power supply, right? You need 400 watts of power supply just to power the graphics card. You know, if you want to have external graphics card to take with you, it needs to be portable.
These are mobile
So it never made sense for
graphics
us.
cards, by the way.
Then, when you think about the bandwidth limitations, back then was Thunderbolt, right? You don't get the full power that
Thunderbolt's
performance was
pretty
able to
good, but
pump
yeah.
out of the graphics card. We wanted to make a better product.
There's
And that's
also a
where
latency
Extreme Mobile
issue.
was
With
introduced
cords and
with the
stuff
ROG
going
Flow
from a
series.
distance, you
We
still
the
have
masculine,
latency issue that will
gaming
reduce
laptops that has all the power you need, but we also
the
have
performance.
thin and light convertible 2-in-1 gaming laptops like the ROG Flow and ROG Zephyrs. For the graphics that you only needed when you wanted it, then Extreme Mobile was a perfect use case. Now, we started ROG Ally about 5 years ago, and we always wanted to think about powerful 4090 as well. So it offers that flexibility to the user when you need to upgrade it, when you need it on the road. You know, that's something that's truly portable.
You know, when we look at the modern ecosystem in gaming,
Lomkey, depend on how they offer the Xbox Games Pass. People who are going ROG, a lot of them already have Game Pass, hope for it to be an add-on. I know, okay, so I know Cascoder's going to have an opinion on this. Every time that I've had a product like this where it's given me 3 months of Xbox Cloud gaming for free and all that, like I've gone to E3, I had it there when they were handing it out. They've always stacked on top of what I already have. I would assume that this would be no exception. I'd be really surprised if this didn't stack onto if you already had it. Lomkey, by the way, do you know Game Pass install games work offline? I think they do, actually. I could be wrong on that, but I do think
gamers have
some of them
more
always
and
work
more
offline.
control of what kind of settings they can manipulate to maximize the
They
full
probably
performance.
so how offline mode or offline videos on YouTube and all of this other stuff is they give an authentication certificate to say, hey, this is authenticated for this amount of time. Once, let's say, if they're off the internet for 15 days, they'll invalidate it and you have to reconnect to authenticate. That's probably how they do it.
Of their game. What kind of settings has AMD built into this device to enhance that experience?
Well, some of the settings you won't see because of our long work with game developers on building, console games to be optimized on AMD hardware, PC games to be optimized on AMD hardware. Our tools, our APIs, our SDKs, our engagement with the game developers goes deep into the game developers.
I agree with that. I
They're
feel like
optimizing,
NVIDIA's
they're
done shit
testing, they're
lately.
validating on Ryzen, Radeon, AMD technology. But over and above that, we have several software tools that the gamers
We'll end this
themselves can
soon.
use. Comes out, you turn on our
Like, I've got kids, like conversations in my house are whether they get to use it in the. There's minutes in the day.
and I think ultimately
Art, it's hyper-realistic graphics, it's kind of
We can drive more of that commitment to quick save.
Sorry, I want to kind of.
We've got them. We've got them here. Coverage of the ROG Ally. We've got them. We've got them here. We're going to be showing them off and diving into all the details. Yes, we've just revealed all the details, but we're going to go in again in case you missed it.
Dude,
What's in
Republic Gamer.
A little bit about our own experience.
These
too,
guys
like,
are
we revealed all the
decked
specs,
out
but you and I have been gaming on this for a while.
Sponsored.
And we can talk a little bit about what it's been like to actually use it because
NVIDIA gave us DLSS 3. No, don't get me wrong, but you have to have a 4090 to use that DLSS. And from my understanding, it should be able to play just fine on the 3000 series, but you have to have a 4000 series. Not a 4090, but a 4000 series. I don't think they do bad. I think they're doing stuff. I just don't think they care that much. They're really
amazing. So real
dollar
quick,
sign
guys,
stuff.
today it's going to be kind of a quick show. If you guys are unfamiliar with ROG Pulse, this is our weekly show where we talk about all things tech and gaming. We usually air on Thursdays at 3 p.m. Eastern week. Any and all questions, everything. And not just that, but it's powerful enough to actually run everything, right? There's
fact pre-production models. Even has a little.
I don't have
sticker on
time
the
to
back
watch
saying,
this all day,
"Warning,
so
this is a pre-production model."
that sticker
but-
makes me feel exclusive. Like
It
makes me
does,
feel
right?
special. I like the sticker.
exclusive.
And there's no real changes to point out with that and the actual live model. These are
Lumkey, I bet work on AMD too. It's just locked away. Yeah, so the AMD usually does open source. The FSR is also available on every graphics lines it's capable of running on,
Just,
right?
Slightly earlier. They may have
There are
outdated
very
software
small
on
physical differences.
Yeah.
The pre-production models has a slightly different logo here for the command center, control center button.
Right.
And the XG Mobile port is a little different as well. But otherwise, they're basically
To be fair, Asus, if you ever watch this, if you want to deck me out, I'm all for it. I'll chill out and become a Asus streamer. Content creator, not necessarily. I think I'd get too bored over time, but I wouldn't mind some.
Well, we can talk about
the
the ports
outside
stuff
on the device. We've got the aux jack, we've got the
Headphone
micro
jack.
SD, and then you have the XG Mobile, which
This is port.
includes a USB Type C.
on
Yeah,
RX
we already know all this.
6850M XT, and that's available for $7.
Autopilot. That's fine. And then we have a single sign. If you did want to swap out the M.2, you can. It's
You
absolutely
can. It is not
accessible.
soldered in. You
And
can
you're
open it up and pop it
yeah.
out.
And it's easy
And
to
it uses
open.
the really small SSDs. I don't remember the name now, but the super small form factor ones.
So you've
just grab
got
one of those and you're good.
options. And options
do.
are good, but this is easy expansion. That's really little to no sacrifice
Right.
in terms of load.
Rachie, I
times
wonder
and
if this
speed.
was
that's huge.
this will have a superior UI than Play Night.
So we got
So
the
ahead.
triggers.
Good
We
chance.
got the bumpers and the triggers. They feel really nice. Have a nice little texture to them.
Yes, and Wolf needs to be decked out too. Except for you're gonna have to take a picture of your stuff because they think usually when they do this, they want people to see that people are using it, so that they can sell them.
The vents on the top here also just that's where all the hot air is being
I feel like
dumped
we
out.
got to call out.
Lomkey, lol, don't sell your soul. Even I don't agree with you half the time. You didn't sell your soul. Wait. Lomkey, you don't agree with me even half the time? I'm not going to sell my soul. Like, if I had a sponsorship, though, I'll take sponsorships. I think people need to understand sponsorship doesn't necessarily mean sell soul. It's just a way to pay the bills. That being said, depending on what their sponsorship is, if it was to exclusively cover, like, the ROG Ally and not the Steam Deck, you'd have to give me a pretty fat sponsorship for me to even do that. There's just no way. I'd get bored.
The vent.
Yeah, Rachie, it's a 2230. I will be honest, I was having a brain fart. I was going to correct him, but I'm like, what is it again?
And
It's too early.
Because we
Not
they
really
talked
that
about
early,
the
but
cooling in this,
not enough coffee.
in this presentation, right? And again, like this.
Oh, come on, Lomkey. Half the well, I mean, to be fair, at least you agree with me the other half. So that's actually a win on my book.
This episode of Pulse, I want to be able to talk about like what it's actually like to use. It is so much quieter than I expected. It is, the more compact you make a device, the tougher cooling becomes. But dude, this thing, it does not get super hot and it stays really quiet. Even
Really
in Turbo,
Yeah.
our Dolby Atmos license built into the device, so you can get your Dolby Atmos spatial sound from the speakers or from your headphones, which is really cool. We talked about that on a previous episode. Really nice as well.
We are. This is a gaming device, yes, but it is again full Windows. So for movies, you name it, Netflix, HBO, whatever you want to do, streaming or just download.
Yeah, if you want different opinions, I do feel like I go against the grain a little bit. I have people shouting at me in comments all the time, but I like to think about things. I like to talk about all this, and so I'm definitely gonna have different opinions.
Loading movies straight to your device.
You can download the Netflix app through Windows 10, and then you can download movies for the plane.
Yeah.
It's a bigger screen than your phone.
Movies sound awesome on this. Like, these
I'm
speakers
really
or,
curious.
Bluetooth, or you just use the headphone jack. So it really doesn't have any limitations like some of the other handheld gaming devices. Like, I'm not going to call out any devices in
Steam
particular,
Deck.
but a lot of app support just isn't there. Whereas here you've just got obviously the browser version of everything, and then many of the apps do exist on Windows as well.
Yep.
Where's the
And
browser version?
While we're showing this off, I also have to shout out one of my favorite parts of the device, which is the Asus.
I do like that they have that shout out. I mean, to be fair, there's a reason why I did the Rebuild project. I'm doing the apps so that you have apps on the Steam Deck. But like, holy crap, that was a little bit of a sharp attack. I mean, I don't.
Really like kicking back, and it kind of.
We already kind of watched some of this.
It feels really, really nice to play.
I'm just
you got to turn on the lighting.
Yeah, I had it off. is the Xbox style, or it's asymmetrical?
Yeah, so you're going to be able to change the lighting on the device in certain areas as RGB, obviously, which is another cool thing, honestly.
With the joysticks, you've got the D-pad, and then you've got the 2 macro panels on the back, which can be used.
That is a nice addition.
Yeah.
That's one of those things that, like,
these guys are really
no
fanboying
manufacturer
over this.
has to do that. Like, that is purely just because someone said, like,
No, the new standard is going this way. Let's be fair. The Steam Deck introduced 2, which honestly, I don't use them very often, but when I do use them, they are nice. Having at least a set of 2 on the back is nice.
What would be really nice
that is.
if we had some paddles. And you know what would be more awesome is if the paddles could act as shortcut buttons, or you can map them to whatever you want. So by default, these are like,
see the touch of
kinda like the function key on your
he's
laptop.
struggling with the
So
touch.
you can do
Windows
things
is
like hold one of these buttons and press A, and it'll take a screenshot of your game. And a lot of things. So all the buttons have secondary functions using those paddles. But then in certain games, if you want to, you can map those buttons to in-game functions. So some games, I actually like to map those back paddles.
Lomke, I wonder if anyone can try to install SteamOS or Asus Sing and no until it's out. Who knows? I know once I get mine, I'll install it on there and show you guys.
To act as the bumpers, because sometimes my fingers like don't quite reach the bumpers as easily, just because my fingers are weird like that. Playing a lot of Forza Horizon 5 on mine, and it runs beautifully, 1080p, 60 frames per second, with anti-aliasing on. Like it's just incredible. Super lightweight too. That's like the other. Like, what? And I was shocked when I realized that.
Content. What a weird tab name. Okay, so a little behind the scenes, when you're doing this type of like naming convention stuff, you'll have, depending on how the org is set up, you have developers, you will have business or biz dev people, you'll have designers. Those are the 3 typically that are going to be fighting to do this naming convention. So we have game library settings and content, which looks like it's still settings, because you got media gallery system, game platforms, user center. It still feels like a settings area. I thought potentially it was going to be like Netflix and all that. Yeah. Wolf making me jealous over here. Who's making you jealous?
100% sRGB coverage, which, by the way, again, some of the other handhelds out there do not have that kind of coverage, and you don't realize how big a difference that makes until you see them side by side. Like, the colors on this are so much better, much less washed out than some of the other subpar displays out there.
These guys.
And most importantly,
I mean, to be fair, if you're sponsored, I get it, but they're going a little too hard, because I've seen the other devices. They're not that washed out. They're fine. This will have just more options. Don't get me wrong. I think it's going to be better on the color front, but holy crap. Yeah, Wolf, this is a 7-inch screen. Raichi, I really believe the 2.8 T-flops allies just to make the 8.5 T-flops look better. You know, the same things in the grocery stores. It's also going to be 2 devices on the shelves. One will be good for kids, and also, it maybe. I can see a lot of people buying the 2.8 though, because they don't care about the extra performance. But this thing is going to be able to emulate everything.
To me, it has FreeSync. Okay, so they showed some.
Let's be fair. OLED is good. Like on the Aineo Air, it felt weird. I liked it a lot. It felt weird though.
Performance
it was
numbers
almost
up there.
bled a little too much.
Performance that kind of fluctuates or hovers around 60 or just under it. If you have a 60 hertz screen and you're getting like 55 frames per second, it's going to look a little bit stuttery unless you have FreeSync. So you could be running the exact
That is another thing that this has. This has FreeSync, which is crazy awesome. FreeSync is really good tech, in my opinion. That like he said, will offer lower stutterings, and almost it gives you essentially V-Sync for free. That's a big deal here. It really offers a smooth experience, which in certain games can be very off-putting when it
Same
stutters too
frame
much.
rate on this than you are on another non-FreeSync handheld, and it's going to look so much smoother on this one.
The 8.4 screen on the One X player is awesome, and I want that. I wish it was an 8-inch screen, but they're trying to hit a price to performance to just everything. So I get why they did an 8. They did a 7-inch. They didn't do OLED. Maybe next year they'll do an OLED version along with an 8-inch. Who knows? It's gonna become more widescreen. Well, OLED. There's other LED techs and other screen tech that's coming out that's even better than OLED. So we'll see. I think there's some exceptions here.
Because it's not doing that thing where it shows one frame twice, then one frame once, and then another frame twice or whatever. Big upgrade. And I'm really glad that we went through the work to include that.
I think it's one of the most important features in this device for sure.
Yeah, no, the One X player does have all that, but the thing is it doesn't have the power for a very, like, the 1440p screen. I liked it, but if you're trying to do something that's priced to performance, I'd actually buy this over, I did, over the One X player. I like the detachable controllers and all that other stuff, but this is going to be the second biggest, if not tied for the biggest device for this year. It's going to be good for me to cover it. The One X player was not going to be that. I wouldn't get a lot of content or a lot of views out of it. I also like the ergonomics on this, but I do like the One X player. Also, I like the bigger screen. I've made a lot of my mentions of what I like about that, and also what I want to see in the Steam Deck.
Sure. I mean,
I understand
it's
why
great
they
to be
went
able to push up to
the way they did,
120 FPS, but FreeSync is really the game changer overall.
It is, for sure. And of course, it's got that sweet Gorilla Glass Victus
out on camera. So border at the top. I don't. Yeah.
Hey, this is right where I'm at, kind of.
Almost no lag.
Hey,
there's like the input delay is negligible, and like I wouldn't want to play an esports title. I wouldn't want to play an FPS, right? You'd be at a disadvantage.
Sure. But a game like this,
but this, it's perfect. Like I honestly have no complaints.
This is how I play. I feel
you
personally
the worst
attacked.
Jedi ever.
I know. It's fine. I'm just trying to show the button responsiveness.
It's just really fun to watch.
I mean, I have like no abilities on Cal because this is like
which is a lot less. So that's a nice trick. So in Armory Crate, you can kind of customize what we call the command center. Can you show the command center?
Yep. So that's this button on the left. And it's not
this is
super easy
honestly
to read
really
on
cool.
the camera here. I don't have a direct feed into the
We showed
device.
it off a little bit in the
at the beginning of the stream. This is what we were looking at.
Well.
You know, I have my default things to be a quick toggle of the resolution.
I do think this is cool, and I would like to see Steam Deck do something similar to where you can customize it. But they do have, like, their stuff's pretty easy too. So I'm not saying Steam Deck is bad. Just different. It would be nice to see this be a little bit more customizable on the Steam Deck for quick access. It's perfect, not biased at all. I'll be very honest. It's near perfect. The biggest downside is it's on Windows that has yet to be optimized for gaming handhelds. Even with the Armory Crate, which is nice and all, you still have to download all the games in desktop mode or inside the Windows desktop.
On the device, a quick toggle on the refresh rate of the device. There's even an FPS limit, which is not something that's there by.
Use that because some people like 15 frames
with this at all because I just launched the game $5.99 and $6.99 for the two versions. You can pre-order now.
It's a good price.
They're very biased.
Great price. Let us know what you guys think.
Hey, Asus, if you want me to, I can also brag it up some more, and I don't even need to be paid as much as these guys. I would like one Asus pillow, though. I've already bragged it up a bunch. Like, that's the thing. I'm one of the ones that from day one was excited. Even when I'm like, is this an April Fool's joke or not? I was saying that I guarantee they're working on it, though, even when I didn't know or not, and that we needed it. Lumkey, well, if people want it, Valve will do it. Valve been good at adding stuff people want on the software side of things. Valve guaranteed they wanted some of the stuff that people have asked for on the software side of things. Valve makes stuff that they want to make. They want to make things that are innovative, that people like. they also takes time. They don't have a very big company, so we'll see. We'll see if they get it in. I do think that the Steam Deck and the Steam OS is going to continue to evolve this year. Like, it will be really good. And I really want them to finally release it so that I can install Steam OS, the official version, on this device. Yeah, it won't have trackpad support. I don't need trackpads. I like trackpads. I like the idea that I could have trackpads. That's one of the things I like about the Steam Deck so much. And I really wish that the Z1 Extreme was in my Steam Deck right now. But ultimately, I'm going to have a lot of fun with this device too. So when it comes to, let's do some final shout-outs, or I don't know about shout-outs, but some final says. Does anyone have anything else they want to say? Any questions they want to ask? It's not like I'm going to be able to answer anything more than what we already saw or what you guys already have asked. But who knows? All I know is that I'm excited for the device. I think it's really good for the ecosystem. I don't believe in the INEO GBD. GBD maybe is different enough, and it does excite a certain group enough. But I don't think that these other devices are going to last long with stuff like this entering the competition. But then again, we'll have to see how well their cells do. So like here in America, I don't think their cells are going to do great, but in China, they're very big into portability. So INEO, I think the One X Player is kind of toast. I really like the One X Player. Their new device, the One X Player 2, I don't think it did well. I saw their numbers that they sold. They did not do well. The INEO brand just releases way too much. It looks slick. I think the INEO looks a little better than this. I think this is more functional. And with the dual fans, with the speakers, I think a lot of, like, the INEO speakers suck. At least the INEO Airs do. I really didn't like them. It was, at some points, I'm like, oh, well, this is really loud and good. At other, it just wigged out my ears so hard. It was such a bizarre experience. I think these speakers look pretty good. They're Dolby Atmos, Atmos or whatever. I think it's going to be a pretty good device. And I think it's going to be a great competitor for Steam Deck. I don't think it's necessarily something you have to go out and get if you already have a Steam Deck. But if you like having the most powerful device, maybe. I think they're going to be on par. It depends what kind of games you play, too. There's just a lot of stuff that goes into all this. I do think the GBD and the... I think Iron's toast. I don't think Iron's going to survive, personally. Like, the Iron Loki they've been working on still hasn't released, and they're still working on the old 6000 series. I think One X Player and Iron are kind of going to fall by the wayside. If they even do continue to exist, they'll be releasing minor stuff. INEO will probably release too many models and release themselves out of existence. GBD is just continue to do what GBD is, weird stuff. But INEO and the GBD will survive for a little while longer, but I do think Asus and some other companies that are going to jump into this, because I guarantee you Gigabyte, MSI, and whatever else is out there is probably also eyeing this whole system over and seeing how well this does. If it does really well, we're probably going to see like 5 devices every year that come out that are going to be like this. Not bad. Lomki, I can't live without my nipple pads. Oh my god. Hey, nothing wrong with that. Yeah, we as all China made was sold about 30,000 altogether. I seen somewhere. Yeah. Fumbuter Lomki, are you going to buy the portable electrodes to attach to various body parts for full immersion? Oh my gosh, that'd be Raichi, I want one, but I will investigate how it is in Canada. If it releases the same time as Starfield, it would be very interesting. This device, that would be very interesting. I don't think it's going to release. This device is releasing June 13th. So if you order it now, pre-order it on Best Buy, you'll get it June 13th in the mail. Or go pick it up. I believe Canada has Best Buys. I'd assume that this would also be available at the same time. If you're looking at the Z1 version, not the Z1 Extreme, then Q3, so sometime between July and September. Fumbooter, I think, thinks Loki is dead on arrival. Yeah, it is. They've, in fact, canceled. I got an email. They give updates and all that. They've canceled the smaller editions. I think they're mainly just working on the Loki base and Max right now. Not very promising, but yeah, we'll see. Even seen the Steam controller meme that used to be called the 2 touchpads on the controller. Yeah, Lumpy. Yep, we are done. I also have to get ready for the day. We'll see if I can get a video out. This has been a really long thing. I might try to get a video out for tomorrow instead, because today's video is the stream. And I also have to get revealed stuff going. So thank you guys for watching. I'll catch you guys next time. Peace out later. Fumbooter, Lomki, Wolf, Raichi. Anyone else who is here, Kat, if you're still here, also Cascoder, thank you guys for watching. And I'll catch you guys next time. Oh, catch out or take, if you haven't subscribed on or followed on Twitter, go to Twitter, follow Games Revealed, or it's revealed_games. Or you can also follow for updates, gamesrevealed.com. We're going to be releasing some articles on this. So, yeah. Nerdified. That's a good point. Okay, we're not quite done yet. Let's see here. It's interesting that they partner. They must have a good relationship with Best Buy, too. And I'm assuming, to be honest, they probably really do. Build a bundle. Build a bear. That's hilarious. I wonder if this will sell out. I wonder how. They probably have a lot of these, and they can ramp up really quick. It's not like going to be Valve and Steam Deck. I don't think they have their accessory stuff. Let's see. I bet you, which is kind of weird. You'd think if you're trying to sell, so they usually want to upsell accessories because that's where they make more of their money. Let's see if they blah blah blah. Oh, they have a review out already? Holy shit. Well, suck. Dude, F the guys on Twitter. The Asus a-holes on Twitter said they did have this. I knew that wasn't true, but they said they didn't give one to anyone. And not to be, I was asking for a review copy. I need to be more nice about it, but they could have at least not lied to me. ROG Ally has the potential to be a serious contender against the Steam Deck. While it's not perfect, there's a lot of love about a lot to love about this powerful new handheld. Holy shit. Yeah. Interesting. Yeah, 15 watts. So 15 watts at 720. Look at that, 38. Total War, Borderlands. You can see at the same TDP draw. Now, that being said, because the screen, the way the screen's different, it has an 800 to a 720p screen. The ratios are different. The 15 watts, at 15 watts, though, this does decimate the Steam Deck. And it decimates the Neo 2. Holy crap. The Neo 2 was doing better than the Steam Deck, but man, this does so much better. What? Oh, at 1080. Wow, that really drops it. So you go into 30 watt mode, 1080. That really drops that frame rate from 720 to 1080. Jeez. That's definitely not as good as I was hoping. Huh. That is unfortunate. Man, they already have reviews out. I thought this wasn't going to have reviews until the end of the month. Interesting. They even have a discount through here? What? Oh, geez. The Verge gave it a horrible Asus ROG Ally review. It's time to stop pretending Windows is the answer. Yeah, I agree with that. The good, fast handheld performance, variable refresh screen makes everything feel smoother. Quiet fan with customizable curves, fast charging. The bad, the relatively short battery life. Handheld UI currently has more major glitches. That's always been the issue. Face buttons can currently get stuck. Windows still difficult to use handheld despite Microsoft involvement. It's probably going to have similar battery life to the Steam Deck. I don't know. Like, people need to stop complaining about that one, I feel like. Interesting. Be fair though, a score of 5. That's crazy. Lomkey, they may offer Best Buy good deal with other Asus laptops. It's based on Windows. The test, yeah, I guarantee it's based on Windows. Yeah, it does better than the Steam Deck. Not a whole lot better than Elden Ring, but it does better. That's crazy. I mean, this performance mode is similar to the Steam Deck. So within this, yeah, it's interesting. It's honestly really interesting. It obviously proven that it is going to be faster and better, but performance wise, but because the software, like I originally said in my video yesterday, this all kind of holds up. 5 out of 10 though, that's a joke. Okay, guys. I think accessories aren't quite sold yet. I think they'll be sold closer to the time it comes out. Thank you guys for watching. Check out my other... was it based on the Extreme? Sorry. Oh my gosh, I keep doing this. Is this the Extreme or is this the base? This has got to be the Extreme. Yeah. Okay. Thank you guys for watching. Check out my other videos and check out all the goodies in the description below that aren't there yet, but hopefully they'll be there soon. And catch you guys next time. Peace out. Later. Also, catch me out over at twitch.com/th3brnk for some streaming fun. Have a good one, Lomkey. Thanks for sticking around.